Now I'd like to introduce Susan Steibel speaking about the Love Protocol. Wow. That was terrific. I thought we'd have to do it 2 or 3 times, but perfect.
It's tremendously exciting, actually more exciting than any single event that I've heard about in Lincoln over the last year. There's nothing quite like what's happening today. Nothing quite like that has happened in the near past. So who knows what may come of this. The possibilities are endless. Enjoy the afternoon and develop more creative ideas for us, all right?
So that's it. I want you to recognize that you have a gift. I want you to work to develop it. Now I can talk to you all day about ways to develop it. And the key of being creative, I think, is being generous. To be creative, I think you have to do things differently than other people, and it has to be good. It has to be something that will benefit other people.
We like to compile in our companies teams of brilliant, excellent, innovative people, which starts with a quality individual first. Then you're bringing those individuals together into teams. So if you extrapolate this concept, you can kind of see it's on an individual level, then a group level, and then your community. And so these innovative ideas, this impact that you can have, can transpire across all levels within your environment.
Now imagine for a moment that this group of young adults with autism had an alternative to living with mom and dad. The alternative would look like modern-day planned communities, like Stapleton in Denver, Rancho Viejo and Santa Fe, New Mexico, and even Fallbrook here in Lincoln.
The reason I think that we as Nebraskans should expand with what we have is the very ideals in which are bred into us, I think, at a very young age. These ideals are things such as hard work, a morality towards our neighbors, the ability for us to lend a helping hand when it's needed, regardless of if somebody's asked for us or not.
So I brought along one of my favorites from this year's notable book list. This book is called The Hare with Amber Eyes. That's H-A-R-E, with Amber Eyes. A nonfiction book which gives me an opportunity to remind you how lovely nonfiction is. In this case, the author, Edmund de Waal, who is a ceramicist from England. He inherited a set of about 200 Japanese net skis, little figurines that sometimes hang on the end of a ribbon on a kimono. He knew really nothing about this set of figurines. As he began to explore how they came into his family, this ceramicist from Britain learned that he's the descendant of a fabulously wealthy Jewish grain merchant family from the mid-1850s.
And innovators, you too, you have a perspective that other people do not have, and it is very important that you know how to communicate that. You have strengths, you know what you're good at, you've had opportunities to shape you and mold you, and you have a perspective on life. You see things differently. Those things will add up to having impact.
A dozen Afghans donated $100,000 in cash and $250,000 in labor, materials, and supplies to build a park. The general of the base donated 16 acres of land next to our base so the kids could play there. That's right, not a single American cent was spent. Soon the landmines were cleared, dump trucks took away the burned-out T-72 tanks left over from the Russians and the downed Russian helicopters. Bulldozers made the land smooth.
But you know what? I knew from the day that I met them and started the conversation in my gut that they were not good culture fits for our company. But I did it anyway because I thought, well, they look good on paper and we need these people. There are things they know that we don't know. And I knew from day one that they weren't good fits. And every time I've made that decision, or any one of our managers in our company have made that decision, we've lived to regret it. We've lived to regret it every time. So now we hire first for culture fit and second for skill fit.
Okay, so what I really want you to take away from this talk today is how to fit in with yourself. And this is just it's an idea that really is worth sharing. I believe that, the whole purpose of TED is to bring an idea that is really, truly worth sharing. And this idea is so simple. It's just so extremely simple. But innovation, it all starts when you start fitting in with yourself. And it starts in high school. And it can start even before that, because especially this day and age, we have so many opportunities that are available to us. We're just blind to them most of the time. And we're mostly blind to them because of that guy in the back of our head that's like, hey, that's stupid. No one's going to like that.
How are she and Lincoln connected? She lives in an apartment building built solely with funds donated by Lincoln residents. I was able to talk to her through a translator, and she told me about her life. She rises at 4 a.m. every single morning so that her son can study for his college entrance exam. He's 14. And I asked her what her dreams are. She looked out the window. She can still see the waves at her window. And she started crying. And she said she doesn't think about herself. She thinks about her sons. She has 3 of them. She said, the waves took away my house, but it's not going to take away my dreams for my children. I asked her what she knows about the people who donated money. And she said she knows that they're from Lincoln, though she doesn't really understand where Lincoln is or anything about Cornhusker football, anything like that. But she said she's grateful, and she thinks about Lincoln residents every single day.
I want to talk about the things we've got in Nebraska that I consider assets to building a software ecosystem. And I can guarantee you talk to people in some other places, they're going to think that they're negatives. I think they're positives. We've got people that are very loyal, they're very hardworking, we're very humble. That is a challenge, because a lot of times we don't get up and beat our drum and say, wow, we're doing these amazing things. We're just humble going, yeah, we're doing this thing here and it's really cool, but we're just trying to get heads down and do it. We have to celebrate those things. We got people that are very family-oriented in this state. I think that's important. That's counter to the viewpoint of a lot of startups. We're very patient in this state as well. The capital that gets invested in companies is very patient. It's not saying, look, I want a return right now. It's like, let's see how things go. And we're very ethical here. I've spent a lot of time in a lot of different places. And I can tell you that you look around at everybody here, and you take a lot of things for granted that you don't see in other places. People that are at a job somewhere, they get a job for a little more money, they'll just take off and go. They don't care the impact it has somewhere. They'll lie, cheat, whatever. It's not cool.
It's been an incredible journey, and somehow we've managed to always pull together. So Cal, thank you. To our boys, Daddy and I want to thank you for all your sacrifices and unconditional love and support. Through the years, it's amazing what we can learn from them. Through all their adversity, Calvin and Austin have reminded us to always believe. And so we would believe, and we continue to dream. This is our farm currently on your left side. And we dream that this is what it'll be like on the right side. If we build it, they will come. And Veterans Vineyard is our future. This is the 4 of us on September 11th, 2011. 10 years later, and we've kept our promise.